Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a fantastic album by one of my favourite bands actually. I remember when I first listened to their 2012 record Intrinsic. I thought they were cool, but I was kind of like, meh, I'm not sure, I'm not that bothered. And then Language came out and I absolutely fell in love with the Contortionist. Their brand new album, Clairvoyant. So, I mean, the biggest difference between Intrinsic and Language was the change of vocalist. So now we've got Michael Lessard on vocals, who delivered one of the best vocal performances, I think, in 2014. Like, Language was just absolutely fantastic. Fuck yeah! Because there's so much going on in a Contortionist record. Like, for example, Language, you know, like, the first time you listen to it, it takes a couple of listens for you to kind of soak it in. And especially Lessard's vocal performance this time around, I don't think there's any heavy vocals, like no harsh vocals whatsoever. And it's one of those albums where you have to really listen to it. They open the record with Monochrome Passive, which is it's sort of like bookended. So you got Monochrome Passive and Pensive, and it's similar to what The Parable was like, really. And it kind of instantly takes you into this sort of, I don't know, it's like a darkened world, I guess. Overall, the feel, I think, of Clairvoyant is a bit more mature. There's less kind of like bright, happy soundscapes. You know, they chose the first single, Reimagined, which kind of set the tone, especially with that boom, 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 boom kind of bass, which I loved. I thought it was really great and really interesting, and kind of exactly where Contortionist should have gone, but for its own reasons. You know, it's got a bit of a sci-fi feel to it. There's kind of like these almost like 80s style Blade Runner endings throughout each of the songs. For example, Relapse has got kind of like a dark sort of synth style to it, but it's also got this really beautiful piano and this kind of like really small element of melody, which I think the Contortionists have always kind of had. Like, I remember listening to Hollow Movement the first time, and you could hear the potential that this band had, really, and what was kind of bubbling away under the surface. With Clairvoyant, they kind of streamlined everything, gone for a different sound, which naturally reflects exactly where the band are, I think. There are also some aspects which remind me almost of like a soundtrack sort of thing. I think in total it's about 52 minutes long, so it's a nice long listen. And there's like tracks which are 8 minutes long. I think Clairvoyant is 8 minutes long. Return to Earth, the third single, is pretty long as well. You'll get exactly what you want on the first listen, definitely. Like, any Contortionist fan will love this album, but to really truly understand and appreciate it, it's like an onion.
Ogres are like onions.
And then after that, you kind of begin to see the record's real majesty, and some of the best bits in the album are once you're kind of familiar with it, really, and then it starts talking the same sort of language.
If you pardon the pun.
Lessard's voice, again, kind of does steal the show, like, especially in the final track, Monochrome Pensive, when he's just like, ah, and you're just like, man, you literally could just melt anyone's heart with any music, and his delivery is just so effortless, and it's such a fantastic contrast that the Contortionists have got. Because it's quite dense in nature, it's going to be one of those records that just keeps on giving. The Contortionists are so much more than just, you know, like another prog band. I think that the Contortionists are really onto something here. Their understanding of music, and I think it's an absolutely fantastic progressive record. It is by its very nature progressive, and it'll take a couple of listens for you to really, you'll love it from the first time that you listen to it. And I can't think of anything wrong with it, if I'm totally honest. Bar Stephen Wilson or Leprous, this is definitely front runner for the album of the year in terms of prog. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and you can subscribe as well. I also run my website called themetaltrist.com, which has got all sorts of interviews as well. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next one.